Hi, who's ready for another watermelon project? I am, me. You can't see me, but I'm raising my hand. I'm totally ready. Summer might be on the way out, but I still have my love of watermelon. It's going strong. And I'm going to do something I have never done before. I'm making a rhinestone tumbler. Now, what I'm using is something called a bling plate from M&G Supply Co. And essentially it's just a pattern to use to lay down your rhinestones in a honeycomb pattern. That's where they're offset by every other one. And this is perfect because I don't really know what I'm doing yet, so it's going to give me a guide and I don't have to think about it too hard. This one is meant for a 20-ounce skinny straight tumbler from Stainless Depot. That's also Hog brand. And I thought it was backed in white. Turns out it's actually transparent. So of course in my head I'm like, well, if it's transparent, I need it to be a little sparkly underneath. This actually becomes a problem later on. You'll see why. But I go for it. I use my glitter glue to apply a really beautiful opal glitter. It's unfortunately not available from M&G Supply Co. anymore, but I do have a comparable item listed in the description. And I'm just gonna go to town. I do 2 coats of this, let it dry, and we're ready for a coat of resin over it to protect it. How pretty is this color over the white base? I love it. Now this color will take on whatever color is underneath it. So you could do it over any color you want really. And it's just going to give it this really pretty iridescent sort of color shift. This one shifts pink and blue. I always make sure to take either a parchment paper sheet or a regular scrapbook paper sheet, something thin, and press down the glitter because I don't want it to stick out too much. I want to make sure I don't have to do too many coats of resin over it. And since I'm using something to wrap around it that's already been trimmed, I especially need to be aware of that. Glitter is life. But rhinestones are a really close second. I never notice when my tumblers are on the chucks all wonky like this until I speed up the video, and then it becomes really obvious. It didn't affect the resin at all though. This takes less than 20 milliliters to cover fully, and I get a nice smooth tumbler out of it. Here I am, popping bubbles. Now it's time to apply the bling plate, and I'm applying it just like I would any other vinyl. I cut off a small part of the backing, I line it up, push that down onto the tumbler, and then using my big squeegee, I apply the rest of the vinyl, which automatically takes the backing off. I want to trim the bottom of it as well so I have a nice clean cut, so I'm using my tumbler trimmer here. I just got this off of Amazon and it uses a regular razor blade. Now it's time to apply the rhinestones. In hindsight, I would have done this row by row, but what I did is I tried to go color by color. So I start out with the black rhinestones, which are going to be the watermelon seeds. And I sort of carry on the pattern up above as well. I know I want to do one more full row of rhinestones around the top. To apply these rhinestones, I'm using liquid fusion glue. It takes about 2 to 4 hours to cure to the touch, and it's fully cured after a full 24 hours. These things aren't going anywhere. As you saw in the beginning, there was a label on the bling sheet that said SS20, and that refers to the size of the rhinestone. All of the rhinestones I'm using came from Planet Rhinestone, and I will have them linked down below in the description. I really like their rhinestones. I think they're really good quality and they're very affordable. At this point, once I've put my first set of the pink rhinestones down, I'm really excited because I can tell this is going to be a beautiful tumbler. I may not know what I'm doing, but because I have this bling plate, it's still going to look good. The only problem is now that I've rhinestoned this tumbler, I want to bedazzle everything. For now, I'm avoiding putting anything in that area, the sort of stripe down the side where the bling plate didn't meet up. There's not actually enough room to fit a full SS20 rhinestone in there. I have other rhinestones in my collection, so I plan to go through my collection and find comparably colored rhinestones that will fit in those spaces. By not going row by row, I actually end up with some of the rows getting just slightly off. I don't think it's anything that's noticeable when all is said and done, but I notice it, and I think that would have been helped had I just done row by row. Lesson learned. Obviously, my video is really sped up, but this did take quite a bit of time. I'm sure I'll get faster the more of these that I do, but this has actually been worked on little by little over several months. I mean, I walked away from it for quite a while because I just didn't feel like doing it, but yeah, rhinestone tumblers are really labor intensive, I will say that. The payoff makes them totally worth it though. I did get 2 different colors of pink rhinestones, and unfortunately they look really similar. On the computer when I was ordering them, they looked different, but it's almost not noticeable, which is a bummer. I wish I had much lighter pink rhinestones to intersperse in here. You can kind of see it there. I actually have a lot more of these bling plates, so I plan to do several more of these kinds of tumblers. Okay, so you can see I've gotten a lot done, and this is when I picked it back up again recently. I did a whole bunch when I was out of town for 2 weeks over the summer, and then when I came back, I just kind of let it sit there for a while, but it's time to finish it now. In some areas, I used way too much glue, and that also would have been remedied had I put the glue into a smaller needle nose tip bottle. I do really love having the sparkle of the glitter underneath. However, it's really not noticeable when you have a bunch of rhinestones over it, which I should have sort of seen coming. It just made it a whole lot harder for me to see which green went in which spot. Especially because with the way I have my lighting set up, I end up with a little bit of glare. At certain points, I was basically just guessing whether it was a green or a light green. To give you an idea of how slowly this actually goes, this clip is sped up 20 times. So it takes quite a while. I don't mind it though. For me, it's kind of brainless and I can sort of zone out and just relax a little bit. My hand was a little bit tired by this point, and because of that, I end up bobbling this tray. Yeah, I'm going to be finding rhinestones on the floor for a while. But I'm almost done here. This is fantastic. I get the final row of the green done, and then I have a few more white ones at the top that I want to do. After that, it's time to fill in that little stripe where the bling plate did not meet up properly. I have this set of different sized rhinestones. They're technically considered a neon set, but a lot of the colors are just sort of regular rhinestone colors, and I know I have colors that will match those on my tumbler. Oh look, I'm out of shot. That's shocking. I never do that. And after I fill this in, I let it cure for a full 24 hours, and this tumbler is ready for its glam shots. And here it is. Look at that sparkle. It is so, so pretty. And in the light, I can really see the difference between the two pink rhinestones. I just love the way this looks, and even though it's really labor intensive, I think the end result is totally worth it. I can't wait to do more of these bling plates on my tumblers. You'll have to let me know what you think about this tumbler. Next time when I use a bling plate, I'm not going to glitter the tumbler first. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and thanks so much for spending some time with me. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, my kitty cats and kittens, and I'll see you soon.